Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, John Howell here, and today's question for you is something big about to hit the markets. And the reason why I say that is because I've just finished all my trading, got out of an amazing trade today. I think about a 70% profit after about a week, probably a couple of weeks in the trade. So beautiful. No, it was actually a bullish trade, by the way, as well too. So made a really nice 70% return on that particular trade. Really nice. So, and I also got into one trade today as well too. So I'm really, really excited. It seems to be really interesting, even though the Dow Jones and the S&P are not really doing much right now. And that's the reason why I start off this video by saying, is something big about to hit the markets? Because generally speaking, when the market is pretty quiet, the whole analogy, right, of the calm before the storm. So the question is something big about to hit these markets? I'm about to get into the technical analysis, but on a fundamental side here in Australia, that's right, us Aussie blokes, right now here in Australia, that we have obviously Sydney, and then south of Sydney is Melbourne. Now, Melbourne is going through a second shutdown right now. The army has been brought in. People literally were walking outside. They come home, say, right, that's it. You can't go out anymore for 6 weeks. Second shutdown here in Australia. And this is absolutely crazy. So it makes me wonder, is there going to be a second shutdown or a second major shutdown in other parts of the world as well too? Let me know what you think about that below as well too. So the reason why I say is something big about to hit the markets is because I'm looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and we're still not above the safe line, which is 27,000. And as you can see, if I bring up my weekly chart here, you can see my band area here, which goes from as low as around, say, 26,000. And also up to 27,000. You can see how that it's had a lot of problems in the past through there. Even recently on this recent weeks bar, we rallied up and then we rallied down. Now the interesting thing is that that's where something big is about to hit the markets, or something is about to shock the market, and we're about to see some pretty big moves. Now I have no idea what that is, but I truly believe it's more downside. Now, again, I could be wrong with that, but my belief is more downside, and that's what I believe here. Now, the safe zone for the Dow Jones is above 27,000. I don't believe it's going to get above the 27,000 level, because once it gets above, as you can see, this is sort of the X marks the spot level. We have 3 levels of resistance here right now. This first level here, look at that through there. Then we have this band area, which is that weekly zone of resistance, and you have that through there. Then also you have my starting point through here. You have the support level. Look at all the support level through there, and away we go. So this whole area through here is a major resistance. We get above that, it's off to the races. Now, my belief is that that's not what's going to happen. My belief is we're going to roll over, and we're going to continue doing this right now. But I truly believe that we're going to eventually, even if it takes a bit of time, eventually break and then go for a bit of a drop to the downside, probably down to 23,000, 22,000. I don't believe we're going to drop to new lows, but that's what I'm seeing there right now on the market. Something big is about to shock this market, and I believe it's going to be not something good, and the market's going to see it as not good, and it's going to start to send this market south as well too. So as you can see, that the Dow Jones has had a lot of weakness through here, and we're starting to slowly roll over. So it's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens here with the Dow Jones, because the Dow Jones once again is indeed looking at just below this moving average. Same for the S&P 500. If I bring up the weekly chart on the S&P 500, you can see how that it's actually well above its major resistance levels there. Let me just delete that off the screen. And if we go through to where we are right now, you can see that this is major resistance coming down from this trend line through to here. And then we've also broken below this level through here. So the S&P is a bit stronger. We haven't got that major resistance like the Dow Jones has. So it's a bit more stronger than the Dow Jones. Now, looking at the Nasdaq is probably one of the biggest bubbles I've seen in a long time. Like, this is just absolutely crazy. Now, on the flip side of what I've just said there, where something big is about to hit the markets, and I do believe something's going to happen that's going to start to shock these markets. Maybe it's funding, maybe it's, I don't know, something, and I do believe it's going to send this market south. Now, not for another big, massive, monthly big down move, or it may do that. I just believe we're going to get a nice pullback, and the Fed's going to come back in and step up into the plate. Now, on the flip side of that, one thing I just hope and pray is that they just keep pushing this Nasdaq up. Why? This is one of the biggest bubbles I've seen in a long time. This is bubbly action. This is bubbly action. Let's look at this weekly chart. Look how vertical this move is. This is the most vertical move we have seen in the last 10 years in the Nasdaq. Trust me, guys, and go back and do your research on this. A bubble happens when you see vertical moves on the charts. Now, why am I mentioning this? I am praying that the Fed keeps coming in and putting more money and more money and more money and making this thing go up to 11,000. Keep going up to 12,000. Keep going up to 13,000. Just keep going straight up. Please do that. Why? Because that is going to be the next big short for me, and I'll be looking for signs that the trend is starting to weak. Maybe it's a nice little lower high. Maybe it's a bit of a double top formation, something like that. If we did get that, and I would make so much money from that one position, it'd just be one of the greatest gifts I've ever been given as a trader over the last, say, 15 years of my trading career. So I'm looking at this right now, and I'm just, on top of what I just said on the Dow Jones, where I truly believe something big is about to hit the markets, and we're about to start to see a bit of a south move here. This is a weekly chart, and that's all I believe is I just believe we're probably likely to get a bit of a south move, probably even down to as low as these levels down through here, somewhere down through here. Down to a bit of a support level, maybe even a bit higher through there. Maybe something that 23,000 level there. That's all I believe. But something big's about to hit the markets, and it's going to worry the markets. We're going to drop through there. That's what I do think, guys, and it may or may not happen. Again, it gets above that 27 zone, guys, and then all bearish moves are off. Now by looking at that there, once again, guys, by looking at the Nasdaq and looking how far the Nasdaq has just continued to go up and up and up, I am praying, like, please, Fed, if you want to keep stepping into this market, keep pushing this Nasdaq higher. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. No, I'm not long this one particular market right now. I'm actually long stocks right now, and I actually got out of a long position today, as I said, for a 70% profit. I'm in a long position right now that's up like 400% return in one trade. So these are the trades that I'm in individual stocks. But when it comes to the Nasdaq itself, just please keep pushing this thing higher. Keep pushing up, because this will be the greatest gift that I've ever been given, because it's going to be one of the greatest shorting opportunities. This will be the next big short if they keep pushing this higher. If we keep getting small little pullbacks, if we have another couple of down days and then it pushes higher up to 11,000, keep doing that. As we can see on this weekly chart, just keep doing that. Keep going up, keep pushing it. Because once it starts to push, and once we start to get just much more vertical move action, please give me that. Why? Because once it does, and once that bubble pops, just like Bitcoin did when it got to 17, 18,000, and it had that one last little push to 20,000, guess what happened? 2 years later, or 1 year later, the whole thing crumbled 50, 60, 70%. And that's exactly what bubbles do. So please, Fed, please, if you're listening to me, which you're probably not, please push this thing higher. Please keep coming in, guys. Keep pushing this thing higher. Again, no, I'm not long in the Nasdaq right now, but it would be an amazing opportunity, because I see it right now. And bubbles are easy to see. You just don't know when they're going to end, but we can start to get a bit of a sign of when things are likely to end, when you start to get a bit of toppy action and so on and so forth. So there we go, traders. The Dow Jones, to me, is looking like something's about to hit the market. It's going to send this thing south. Again, that may not happen. The safe zone for me is 27,000. I'm still bearish the markets right now. I do believe overall we're going to drop. Above 27,000, all bets are off, because we have three area marks to spot through here. And if we get above that, then, guys, we're off to brand new highs. But if we don't get above that and we hold here and we continue rolling over, then I believe we're likely to see a move down to 23,000 and beyond.